call the regular meeting down to order.
I'd like to start off with an amendment to the agenda. If that's all right, I'd like to make a motion that we amend the agenda to remove Bill Bassan and his complaint from the guest visitors section. He's informed me he no longer needs that.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so everybody read the minutes from March 11th, 2026 regular meeting and the March 13th, 2026 special meeting. I need a motion to accept them.
I'll make a motion to accept the meeting minutes from the March 11th, 2026
A second?
I'll make a
special
second.
meeting.
I'll make a second. I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Check, just check. Yeah, you're number one.
Okay, no pressure. Just start the whole meeting off, yeah. I'm notoriously technologically challenged, so bear with me here.
This is Jessica Garza from the Economic Development Advisory Committee.
Under the Port of Ponderay, or POBA, as everybody tends to know it as. Is that up? Can you guys see? I feel like I'm right in your way of seeing it. Sorry. Well, I know, but the importance of it. Let me just get over.
If your cord will reach, you might be able to stand on the other side of the monitor.
Ooh, let me see if I, you know what, here, we'll just do this without notes. No, I'm sure it will. We'll move that way. Okay. Perfect. Is that better?
Would be for everyone but Dennis.
Yeah.
He's not paying.
I'll just be outside, that's fine. I'll stand out there and just.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay.
Open the window, Sammy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is I might just open the lawn. Okay, hi, I'm Jessica Garza. I'm with the Port of Ponderay, the Economic Development Director. One of the reasons we wanted to come up, and I've been up to a few of your meetings before, but was to really bring a comprehensive presentation out about what your Port District has been doing for the last few years as we delved into economic development, took over the ADO role. And so we put together, I'm referring to it as the State of the Port presentation because I really didn't know what else to call it and I struggled. So hopefully you enjoy this. If you aren't aware, the port is known, POVA is what it's been known for, the train line that runs obviously through the entire county. But it's actually a port district and it is a countywide non-taxing port district, which is a little bit unusual in the state of Washington, and as well a non-maritime, so nothing on the water, we do rail. As you can see, 85 miles of track that we have combined, so 16 in service currently that we own, 24 that we lease from BNSF, that's the line that goes from Newport to Sandpoint, and then about 45 that is currently out of service. We employ 20 full-time, 17 full-time and 2 part-time, including our WCCN employees and a grant researcher. And then we have 3 times a week freight operations on the rail line for the in-service track. This is like a lot to juggle right now. So some of the things that we've been working on over the last year, first of all, was a complete rebrand of the Port District so that everyone knew that it was a Port District and not just POVA, the train line. We really found right after I was employed that a lot of people didn't even recognize that they had a port district operating in the area and that we needed to pull back a little bit. So we've completed the rebrand. If you haven't seen, we have a new logo, a new website, a whole new look to it. And we've been doing a really strong job of outreach and education amongst federal, state, and local communities to make sure that they know that we are a port district. We received the ADO designation from the county, that's Associate Development Organization, and that is a designation that allows us to work with Department of Commerce in economic development. Like I talked about, the federal and state awareness, we've maintained and built relationships with our legislators. I'll have a little bit more exciting on that later. Our new website is up. If you haven't already, I strongly encourage you to go look at the website. It's portofponderay.com. And we actually have a really neat feature under the rail side of it, the Historical Society worked with us to pull together a timeline with some photos of the Port District, how the rail line was started, and that entire story. So if you've ever kind of wondered how we got to where we are now, I encourage you to go look at the website. We have business resources on there, as well as some of our projects that you'll hear me hit on. Anytime we have publications that are finalized to share, we put up on the website, so you can go look at any of our PDFs or ongoing work and then properties that the port owns. Our year one ADO metrics are complete, and we were 100% successful on fulfilling those grant obligations with the state. It was a big learning year for us. The port had never done the ADO work before, and we jumped in head first, and I'm very proud that we were able to meet all of the metrics within the first year. And then if you haven't seen already, and this is slightly out of date, I apologize, the governor has officially signed House Bill 2179, which was state legislation to protect our retirement systems. Essentially, the state came in and said, well, federal retirement, you have to be paying state retirement too, and they were going to backbill our employees and the Port District, which was a pretty large financial cost to the port, and we were able to successfully obtain legislation to correct that, and so we were now not having to double pay on retirement for our employees. A little bit specifically about our track operations, there's one crew, so two sides of the house here, one crew is track and train. They go out there who handles all of the car repairs, any of the track repairs, there who is also in charge of the logistics of shipping the train to the engineers and conductors. That's that 2 to 3 person crew 3 days a week. And then different track work that we complete, bridge work, surfacing, tire replacement, ongoing maintenance, anything that it takes to keep the train running down the tracks, that is that crew. And we are very excited to announce that we were recipients of $1 million from the Curve Rural Ports program. What that is going to do is fund the track rehabilitation for approximately 5 miles north of where it's out of service. So it's out of service after our shop in Usk. This will reopen from Usk to the Kalispell Casino, and then complete some crossing work and siding to ensure that trains can pass or get off of the tracks if they need to, which is the first step to opening a tourist train. And so we were successfully awarded that in January. Our shop operations is the other side of the POVA house, if you think about it that way. And our crew is handling locomotive maintenance, conversion projects, and mechanical support. What that means is that customers from across the US, like New York, Alabama, anywhere from Mexico to Canada and all the way to the East Coast, have sent their locomotives to us to complete conversion work. And essentially this is my layman's term, so don't any of you mechanically minded correct me here, but essentially they send their locomotives over, we tear them down as far as they need to be, like all the way down to the shell if they have to, repaint, we rerun electrical, and then we put in Cummins technology that is reduced emissions. So it is, every locomotive that we do is approximately the equivalent of 38,000 cars off the road, and then we ship them back out. We can also put new trucks underneath of the locomotives and do other work. And the shop is fully equipped with a complete blast booth and paint booth. And if you have ever painted a car, I thought car paint booths were really big. And then I walked in a locomotive paint booth and I had no idea. Has 2 lifts that go around the outside. And it's this massive building. And I was like, this is all hiding outside of Usk, and I had no clue it was there. So if you weren't aware, it's a really neat thing to have in our area. And I think we have not done the best of job of sharing that with you, that resource is there and that we're seeing work from across the country. Our shop is booked out through 2030 right now, so we are at capacity. We cannot fit any more locomotives inside of it, and that is an amazing testament to the work that our shop crew is doing. Just a fun little fact, I asked the guys how many gallons of paint it takes to paint a locomotive. I just painted my house, and so I was thinking in terms of the few 5-gallon buckets I purchased. Yeah, 22 gallons of paint and primer to do 1 locomotive on average. And then we are super excited to announce $852,000 in congressional appropriations for a blast booth upgrade to the facilities. So it will make us more efficient. It cuts the blast time down considerably from the current technology we have. And it also makes it a lot easier to operate through the winter months. So currently if it gets below freezing, there's a lot of issues with the water and stuff. they'll be able to not deal with that anymore. And it also pulls water from the Cusick town water system to hopefully just increase some capacity for them as well. So Congressman Baumgartner's office, Senator Murray, and Senator Cantwell all supported that, and we appreciate their investment in our community. Under the ADO side of things, that's me. So the Associate Development Organization, we have prioritized, I'll kind of read them for you because they're small. We've prioritized these projects. The Newport Crossing project is what we call our property right across from Newport High School. The Wolford Industrial Project is right at the Wolford Crossing, just north of Newport on Highway 20. You may have seen some of the road work, and there's a big sign posted up. We've enhanced our online presence, including Facebook updates. If you aren't already, we encourage you to go follow the port on Facebook. We put out grant notifications, program notifications, updates on projects. We are working towards a database of available sites. Our sites are currently on the website. Increasing community engagement, supporting our local chamber and nonprofits. We respond to all site selection requests from the state. So they'll receive a request from a company looking for a site with specific requirements. And then we will go through and see if we can find any sites in the county that meet that and send it back to the state for recruitment. Market investment priorities, the ADO duties that we talked about earlier through Department of Commerce, and then advocating for frontier counties. We've been doing a lot of that work. This was updated in the beginning of March. So we're a little bit further along on these ones that are yellow at the bottom, but as of this year's contract, which we are almost at the end of June, we are at 100% for recruitment, 167% for community engagement, 100% of our startup goals are marketing, and then we are above 80% now for business retention and expansion, and then we have one more training to go that we'll be putting on. So we're working right now with WSDA to put together a So You Want to Start a Farm Stand training to take that out to with the Chamber and the Farm Bureau. And then the export is at 0%. That is the one training that the state has to offer, and they have not rolled that out there yet. So as soon as they offer it, we'll roll it out. We'll be at 100%. But I wanted to share those metrics with you so that you knew that we were performing and hitting our goals with the state. These are some of the grants that we've done. So we've been lucky enough to have a full-time grant writer, and then through WCCN, we have a grant researcher as well. So the researcher is focusing on grants that would be applicable to any organization or entity in the county, and then we share that list on our website. It's posted on the right-hand side if you go to look at it under updates. And then we have the full-time grant writer that is actively writing for port projects. So the Curb Rural Ports Program, congressional funding, and then we have a U.S. Forest Service grant for the Wolford development are all active and ongoing. We've applied for a Brownsfields EPA grant. That's a federal grant. We keep hearing that we'll find out, and then it gets pushed out another month. We'll find out in June, or we'll find out. So we're waiting to hear back on that. And then Sullivan Lake, which I'm sure is of interest here, is one of our projects, and we are actively researching what grants would be applicable for that. These are the active projects that we've got going on, and I'll get into Sullivan Lake a little bit. With the Wolford Industrial Park, what we identified as a port is that there is a real lack of ready to build or suitable industrial development land in areas that businesses are looking for. So we invested in the property. We have pursued rezoning, done a feasibility study that's available on our website, and then pursued this grant that will do this 30% design work on the facility at Wolford. The Newport Crossing property project is at the one across the high school in Newport. Feasibility study is done. We've applied for grants. Unfortunately, we didn't get it. One was for the traffic that would go into the school there on Highway 2. If you've ever gone in and out during a football game, it's real rough to get in there. So we were looking at something that would help the crossing there. And then we'll just continue to work on land use there. It's right alongside the city of Newport. So what that looks like with the county and the city comp plans expansion, we're working through all of that. And then this was the one I was really excited to talk to you about. So how many of you have heard about our Sullivan Lake project? Anybody? Brian has. And Jade. So the port was made aware that the U.S. Forest Service was considering decommissioning the ranger station at Sullivan Lake. And we felt that it was an asset in the community that could likely be revitalized. So we pursued a special permit with the U.S. Forest Service for the port to take possession under the Grandeur of the Eye Act and then attempt to spur economic development in the area. We're very early on in the process. This is not something that the port has done before, so I don't always have all the answers to your questions. But we are working that with the U.S. Forest Service and hope to have more updates soon. One of the things that we've done is submit an operating plan, so what it would look like if we were able to find a subcontractor. And then there will be a conditional use permit needed and funding, obviously, for the project itself to go off. So the idea essentially is that the ranger station could be remodeled into a lodge, some sort of nice, non-competing with what we locally have, but overnight accommodations. There would be some public access, and then some business work that could take place in the lodge as well. And the Brownsfields work. I think the last meeting I was here at was when Ecology came and met with you, or at least let you know. So we left your last meeting and then we followed up with Department of Ecology, and to ensure that some of the money that they got from the federal government using the Metaline Mining District census data, we put in a request that they ensure that some of that funding come back to Ponderay County in the term of an inventory, a site inventory. So we're working through that process, and I've been in contact. Jade has some of the information on that, and it's looking like we will get a countywide site inventory out of it at the very least. So it's the beginning step of the process of brownfields, and we're really excited to make sure that they didn't just come up and say, thanks for your metrics, and then head out to do work in Spokane Valley. So the last one, I think this last one, is the excursion train. You heard us mention the rehabilitation of the tracks that we're working on. We have entered into discussions with the Kalispell tribe, and they have publicly put out a letter of intent to contract with us to open an excursion train. Phase 1 of that would only go from the Kalispell Casino to Newport and back again. So a very small piece of the line, very beginning stages, and then we are working through the study of what it would cost to reopen the entire train line all the way to Metaline Falls. So we have to determine what the actual cost is there before we can make any other future plans, but we're walking those steps, and I'm happy to answer questions as I can on that. What?
You gambling on the train will fill up.
I cannot, unfortunately. The grant requirements and stuff, that is not something I can consider at this point, but I love your enthusiasm for the project. Be very careful with that. Is there any questions that I can answer? That's a ton of information on your port district, and I know I tend to roll through it pretty fast, but I never know what communities are interested in hearing more about or have questions. I'm happy to answer.
Where is the locomotive reconditioning station at in us? Where is it located?
It's down on Black Road. So you turn at, is that a car wash at the corner?
If you go into us, you turn at the coffee shop and go south.
Keep going like you're going to Newport.
It's about 3/4 of a mile.
Do they have like, we got, can you take school kids down there and stroll around, or?
No, so the shop facilities are closed. There's some proprietary information there with Cummins technology, and then just the liability of having kids out in the shop. There's some massive cranes and other work so I don't think they've ever done school tours.
They work on diesels, I would imagine.
Yes.
Okay.
Really hoping I'm right on that. Brian will tell me if I'm wrong. I never claimed to be the mechanical expert there, but they are.
Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 emission standards. The Tier 3 is the tightest one, and that's, a lot of railroads now are required to have Tier 3 locomotives. Very, very expensive new. The specialty of the port is upgrading those locomotives to Tier 3 to the latest technology, so they can operate on these short rails that don't have that technology. So that they're taking the old engines out, but new ones in that meet like the tightest standards that they have. Next, the only way they can be cleaner is we start looking at non-diesel, hydrogen and things like that.
I would love to see steam, but that would take that.
Yeah.
Apparently they're really heavy. Steam engines are like incredibly heavy. Been state shipper to return since 2018. So those are like propane rail cars that come through. And then we have some beauty bark and I believe telephone poles, and we've done a couple carloads of lumber.
They also ship in the Idaho side.
That would be the telephone poles and the bark come out of Idaho, and they go to San White.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hope that helps. Any other questions? I'm happy to.
What's your turnover of personnel? I mean, how many people have you hired, say, in the last year?
Oh, well, new in place, so my position is only 2 years old. So since we got the ADO designation, or just shortly before, my position was added. The grant writer position was added just before mine. Turnover in the shop and track, I don't have specific hard numbers for. Turnover in the shop and track, I don't have specific hard numbers for you, but it's relatively low. We find that people are coming to us from the larger train operations that really just want to be home at night and want to be with their family and have a more family-centered employment opportunity. And that's what's nice about having the short line, is that they're not sent out all over the US, although the lead chief mechanical officer does get sent out quite a bit on fixing locomotives and things that are far away, but it's been relatively low.
I just want to thank you for bringing a bright spark of positivity to the meeting concerning our county.
Oh, thank you.
I hope Brian tried. He's such a bummer sometimes.
Yeah, I'm a downer sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm almost a better plan.
Those two together. We're really excited about the work that we've been able to do in a relatively short time. I looked back, I was putting together the presentation and I was like, whew, that was a lot in 2 years. And we're really hopeful that we get to be positioned as a spark that gets to create some positive momentum in our county and in our cities and just across the board. It's been an exciting thing to pursue and to watch be developed. So if there's anything that we can help with, I also attend like TED meetings and help with tax stuff and different things. So we love to stay connected. Jade does a great job of communicating with us about how we can help and just fill in the gaps, because we know it's a long way from here to most of the meetings. So always feel free to send information down. If anybody has any questions, I can give you a card too.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next item on the agenda is maintenance report, JP.
So, just quickly, the 17th, Emerald Creek was here. We fixed the lift stations. It actually went into the 18th because it exposed some electrical issues, but now it's all fixed. Both pumps are running in there. On the 24th, Rick, Alicia, Jade, and myself did meet with PUD. It's just a real initial meeting, like get to know everybody. Their operators came up here again on the 31st and went and toured our plant, took inventory of our equipment. We're just going to keep an open dialogue with them. And the only thing we really came to a consensus on is that if I have an emergency in the middle of the night, I can call them and they'll respond. So that was a good thing that came out of the meeting. And that's really all I got. Actually, just stuff.
Read the meters again.
We did read the meters again, yep. And so that I'll have that information by the end of the week. I'll have it compiled for from last month to this month.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
And
Just quickly, like some of the ones that I did put in there, like most everybody's right around 10,000 gallons, like within 100 gallons of 10,000 with the ones that I've put in there
Per month?
per month.
that's
Yeah.
winter months.
And these are winter months too, so yeah, it was sort of eye-opening to see that most everybody is hitting right close to that 10,000 gallon mark.
I was really surprised to see
Yeah,
that we use a
super
lot more water, I
surprised.
think, than we think we do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I worked it all out. Me and Google did that one day, and it's frightening how much water we actually use.
Yeah, it is a lot of water, but
Half again as much.
Yeah, usually.
yeah, it'll be a lot more. So that's it. Any
All right.
questions?
Have you noticed any abnormal usage for leaks or anything like that?
No, I mean, that doesn't really show yet. I need to keep doing this more months in a row to really get accurate. But you really I haven't seen much. And when I get done with this, I'll be able to take the last month from the water meter readings at the plant and put it with what we just took. Should give you a close number.
Because the first time we did it was what, 3-4 months ago?
Yeah.
So we have like 4 months ago, and then last
Last
month and
month,
this month are the 3 reads we have. So another read or 2, then we might have a better idea.
Yeah, definitely with seeing that though, with hitting close to 10,000 gallons, definitely have to be read every month.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. it has to be read every month. Bill?
Yeah, I've got some paperwork from some meter readings from a long time ago. I'll go through them and dig them up, Stephanie. Maybe it can help you guys.
Yeah, that's interesting, because you can't find, we found like some stuff from like 2018 here. But
Yeah, I've got, like I said, there was some past meter readings, and maybe it might give you guys a little bit of a.
Yeah, I've got it on an Excel spreadsheet.
It'd be interesting to look at.
yeah, 'cause we haven't seen, we can't find anything
Yeah.
here.
Well, like I said, I thought about
Okay.
it. I'll grab them and bring it to you.
And that's all I got.
Thank you. You said the average household is.
The average household is using about right at 10,000 gallons, yeah. And that's about the average. I mean, you can do the average, and if you have a household of 4, you're gonna hit that 10,000 gallons almost every single month.
Yes, so relative, I had a toilet leaking in Arizona. It was leaking in the bowl, and it would leak for 2 weeks, and I used up over 30,000 gallons of water.
Yeah, it goes fast. It goes fast, it does.
I have 3 women in my house. You don't know water you should.
Thank you for the work you did on the lift station. You guys worked
Yes, you
really
did a
long
good
hours,
job.
way into the night.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's working now. So the south lift station only has 1 pump running in it, so got another lift station with 1 pump in this town. So.
Okay, old business.
Yeah.
First item on old business is an employee raise. After a discussion in the executive session held on March 13, it was determined that a $5 per hour raise for the town clerk was not going to affect the budget. If there's any further discussion, I need a motion to approve a $5 raise for the town clerk.
I just wanna make sure that was not an executive session, it was a special meeting.
Special meeting, I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion to accept the special meeting and give the $5 raise.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, our bulk water payment policy and bulk water rate schedule. Are we going to have any, I think we need further discussion on that.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I'm really would like to thank Jade for coming up with this policy and the schedule. It's really well done. The only thing that I have an issue with, after a lot of thought, is the rate that we're charging. The minimum charge for any fill would be an $80 fee for the first transaction each month. That's if someone wanted to fill a 250-gallon tank in the back of their truck. It's costing $80 for the first time, and then $10 per fill after. I think that that's just astronomically high, and we want to make money. We want to sell water. That's the point of having a water plant. I think we should significantly lower that fee so that we encourage people to come buy water from us, and we make money. So I'm open to ideas, but I would say a $20 fee would be more than sufficient to fill a 250-gallon tank.
Question. What does it cost per gallon to make water here?
We kind of figured it out to about, was it 0.7 cents a gallon?
0.007. That's what we're working on with reading meters, because we know how much we make in a year. We can divide that by 12 and then by the number of people in the town and figure out what it is. But we need to get some real numbers first.
Yeah.
I've looked at other towns and it's really negligible.
If it's 0.027, that's $6 per 250 gallons.
Yeah.
I think that's accurate.
But relatively speaking, our water plant costs more to run than some. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
in my
Yeah.
mind,
What
it
we're
doesn't really
charging-
matter what other places charge for water. It doesn't.
I know.
It only matters what we charge for water. What we
That's
charge
what
for.
we're working towards, though, is to come up with what it actually costs us.
Yeah.
So,
I don't see a line of trucks with tanks in them. You know, it's like 1 or 2 people that fill up a tank a couple times a month. And I'd rather charge them something and have them pay than charge them an astronomical fee and have them go somewhere else.
have we come up with a way to distribute it? I mean, we're gonna have an approved place to dispense that water. Town hall.
I think it'd be at the water plant or the town hall.
Not at the water plant.
Not at the water plant.
No.
It would have to be.
It'd have to be at the town hall, and the other thing is, it says it needs to be metered, so we need to buy a meter, some sort of
Backflow preventer.
backflow preventer and a meter, yeah.
Well, we have a meter down in the basement for this hose bib over here.
We have a hose meter, we have a meter for this building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, where would they get the water from? Would they just hook up right here to spigot right out?
I don't know where you want to get it.
I mean, the logical place, there's no other place. I mean, it's something on the building. We don't have enough spigot anywhere else, I don't think. So we have,
Well, they throw water at the hydrants out here?
yeah, but we don't,
I mean, you'd have to buy a meter, we're still on that, but.
we've got hydrants out there, but we don't have a faucet for you to
We
hook
have
a
a
hose.
faucet right across the road, just to the west of Bigelow.
So,
I think Bill had a comment.
Most of your water tanks have measurements of gallons on the outside, and 55-gallon drums, 4 of those.
Yeah, if you can kind of know what the size of the tank is, you know how much you put in.
So I don't think you'd be too stressed in not having a meter, but just, some kind of a charge per gallon.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So, I mean, I'm prepared to pass this. I just think we need to adjust the rate and drop it down to maybe a $20 fee and a $5 per fill after.
I'd be much more in favor than that, than an $80 and a $10 per fee. I'm sorry, even, in all honesty, I drink a lot of coffee, and I know how many people come in down there at Mike's early, and there was only 2 people that got it all last year.
I mean, I'm paying $80 a month now, and I'm using 10,000 gallons, so.
Yeah.
well, and that's,
Well, I'd make a motion to, unless there's any other comments.
Could you do something like 20 and
2010, yeah.
25 should, I don't have an objection.
Just out of curiosity, why would it cost any different to fill it up a second time? Why not just have one fee?
A monthly fee to fill up as much as you
You
want.
could do monthly if you want, but I was thinking whatever your first fee is what your second fee is what your third fee is.
Yeah.
And then it's not different. I'm paying essentially whatever the cost is of the water plus overhead.
Yeah.
If it's $20 to fill it, it's $20 to fill it,
Yeah.
but it would cost $20 a second time.
And
Shouldn't be
$20 is,
any
I'm
less.
just pulling that out of thin air. I don't really know.
Whatever you guys determine,
It would
but
be-
it seems like it would always be the same.
Be simpler for Jade, she wouldn't have to go see, did this person already buy one?
Why
Yeah.
not?
Is it
would be
within the
simple.
month? Just $20
And then would it be $20 up to,
It
so
was
what's the big
just-
tank, what's the biggest tank you can fit in the back of a pickup, 250-gallon tank?
Oh, you
Wow.
could fit a lot bigger than that.
Oh, they got trailer tanks.
I've seen somebody at McKenzie's fill a 2,000-gallon tank. 2,000-gallon
I
tank?
saw one fill 300 over there the other day. Right up next to the store, fill his tank up and drive off.
Well, it might not have been 2,000, it's at least 1,000.
Yeah.
That old water tender you guys had here, that's probably 2,000
Yeah.
all day long. And if you had somebody like a road outfit or loggers or whoever wanted to purchase water, they're gonna come to you with a bigger truck, so there's a potential for bigger.
Sure.
So $20 for every 250 gallons?
I think that would-
Something like that would at least.
I don't know, I think 250, 150 gallons. What happened?
I don't have my
I
calculator.
got a question, maybe I missed something here, but, so we're doing this, but what's to stop somebody from just going to somebody's house and using their garden hose?
There's nothing to stop them.
We're passing an ordinance that says we don't allow container filling, but, I mean, they still will, or down to the park. I mean, whose responsibility is it gonna be to make sure they're not going down to the park and filling it? That's probably gonna be me.
I guarantee you, if somebody pulled up there with a tank and started filling up at somebody's house, it'll be somebody at Jade's window in the morning telling them what they.
But I mean, unless there's something saying it's prohibited.
Yeah.
There is an ordinance about container
I think they'll
filling.
charge them half.
We
At
can
my
hear
house.
passing that.
Whatever they charge, we'll charge half.
Well, if they're charging the right amount for monthly water rates, then Brian doesn't want to see his water rates go up.
That would, a metered system would prevent that for sure.
I think we go with what Tim is saying here, in that at the end of the year, once we've got all of our facts in a row, we'll readdress this.
Yeah, we could do that. Do you want to table it, or do you want to try to just get something?
I think we need to get it off the table right now.
I think if we want to just get it off the table, and then we can revisit it once we get meter numbers and kind of really understand what it costs to actually make a gallon.
I wanna get away from this $80 fee. I think that's just astronomical for somebody to come down and fill up a water tank. If we do start metering and we determine that that's what we gotta do too, we can change it in the future, but I liked your thought earlier of a $20
For the first,
How about $20 for the first 250?
okay, per fill up,
Yes,
per
and
fill up.
then, and so if somebody comes with a 500-gallon tank, then it's gonna be $40.
Yeah,
So yeah, and then every time. Yeah, so it's $20, we're not, like you said, not, the second time for the month, it's not gonna be another 10, it's gonna be another 20.
another 20.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Other than that, I'm really happy with the way it's written.
Real quick, is that you're writing that as a ordinance?
It's there's actually a resolution attached to it, and it's a it's bulk water filling and payment policy. And that has the rate schedule, and then there's actually a really well-written and simple resolution attached to it. And it has pretty simple, I can hit on, authorized filling locations.
My thought was, is there an exception in there for the fire department? Or does some council come back later hitting us up for 10, 15,000
After
gallons?
you put the fire out of my house, I will bill you.
My house is on fire, you're gonna get one.
There is.
We don't have high.
Look what you started. See what you started.
There is a part in here for drought and supply restrictions that the mayor can implement temporary.
Okay, that's for bulk, that's for withdrawals altogether. I think we should add a section for fire, emergency fire specifically, like.
Well, and not just, yes, Pondere too, but, if the fire service, or Forest Service is battling
DNR or.
fire up here, right, yeah. DNR, whoever.
That'll be another thing. How to
Okay,
deal- how
that's
to deal
fine.
with a
I don't wanna overcomplicate it, but thinking beyond just this council, does somebody come back and say, hey, there's guys filling up tanks with water, we should be tagging them too.
Yeah, I like that. I think, let's put this on next month's agenda and make another change, make these changes, do $20 for the first 250 per fill, and then add a section for fire services specifically, whether it be Potter County Fire, DNR, or Forest Service.
I think we probably ought to have something completely separate for dealing with the county when it comes up there and,
Or the county, yeah.
yeah, now we've got Forest or
We're gonna
anybody.
charge them.
Usually the county we get a
We're
contract.
gonna charge you too.
The rate's going up.
It does work both ways.
Brian, usually with the county, we get a contract kind of ahead of
There's an
time.
MOU, and the normal pattern that we've done in the past is the guys will keep a logbook in the truck, and they know how many gallons go in the truck, and there's been a negotiated fee, and, they just write the log every time they fill it up.
Well, maybe that's an easier way to do it. Add a section to this and say for like commercial users or like fire departments or the county, we do on a per contract basis.
Absolutely.
Negotiated per contract
And
basis.
remember, Tim, when Tech was here, this town made a lot of money
Yeah.
selling water.
13 grand.
But, and also, but they also filled up at the plant at the,
Yeah,
pipe before it gets into the
I
plant.
think that's.
And that would be where the fire department would fill it.
That's a wise way.
You're not gonna wanna fill up with the garden.
Yeah, right.
Commercial use.
Yeah, have a contract.
Contract for commercial use.
Yeah. MOU or a contract, because if it's a public entity, you can have an MOU.
Okay,
All right, well, we'll revisit it next meeting and we'll try to make those changes.
Yeah, as near as I can tell, it's like the penny, 1.3 cents per gallon.
point,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
it's actually .007.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
some
that's
places. It's really,
if you do 10,000 gallons and you divide it by, if you figure the average customer house is 10,000 gallons, which we just heard, and we divide that by our monthly fee, it's very, very cheap.
Okay.
yeah, but like JP is saying, there's an awful lot of time and energy, money, and expertise that goes into maintaining the system.
Well, even
So
just
that's,
our equipment, the supplies,
oh, yeah.
how much those cost.
Oh, it's-
So, yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, all that into consideration.
So we are gonna go with the fact that the person that comes and fills it's gonna be honest and tell us they got a 250, or do we have to go ahead and purchase a?
No, we're gonna trust them.
Okay,
Until somebody
that's
just
fine
gets
to me.
I mean, most tanks have it's, marked on there somewhere, but.
The two people that was getting it, Tim, I gotta be honest, both told me, said they wouldn't mind paying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't believe they wanna cheat us out of it. They want the water and it's easy for them to get it.
Yeah,
If we get it here.
We should get that money if they want to buy it.
That's right. Dollar here, dollar there.
Okay, so we're gonna pass on that.
Hold on, Byron had one more
I
thing.
think my biggest concern is something is there going to be somebody there with them to fill it up?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be scheduled.
Yeah.
It's in there, I believe, it's gonna have to be.
So if it's $20 to fill up, and then no matter what, because if JP's gonna go do it, or you're gonna go do it.
Yeah.
Somebody's time's getting involved. I'm not saying you need to charge more than that, or maybe $15 to fill up, doesn't matter. But I don't think you should drop consecutive fill ups.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Because it's the time involved to go do it.
For sure. It'll have to be done when town hall's open and there's an employee here that can take their money and make sure they're not going to the tank. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna skip the,
Yeah, we kind of covered the.
now we're gonna move on to the resolution 2026-02, water only vacation rate. Sarah, so we wanna give an overview on that one.
This is just, we have a lot of snowbirds in the town and we need to have a vacation rate in place. I was able to draw up, there's an application. There's an application attached to the resolution. It explains the eligibility, the minimum vacation period. Explains water service during vacation period, fees, which totally negotiable. I just put prices in there, so don't beat me up too much. It's laid out pretty simple. It's really easy to understand. This is just to where there's no, hey, I shut my water off, I need a discount. No, that's not going to happen. There should be an application process. The council needs to approve it. And hopefully we can do so and get this policy and resolution in place.
Yeah, that's another one I put some thought into. I realize there's a lot of snowbirds in town. People take off for the winter, go down to Arizona or wherever, nice warm places. I think that it's fair that they pay a dormant fee, that we have that in there. It's $42 a month down from $90. They're still paying for the capacity of the system, and we still have bills to pay here too at the plant. But where I kind of think we should maybe make some adjustments is the water turn-on fee. So we have it listed as the shut-off fee is free. You pay a dormant fee for $42 a month, and then to turn on the water it's $200. I think that's absolutely nonsense. I think it should be $20. I mean, JP goes and turns a valve a quarter turn.
And takes a lot.
Again, I'm actually, I hate to be negative on everything, but water systems work by how many connections, right? And the billing is made for that many connections. So when people start dropping off, you start losing money, right? That's how it works. If you go to PUD, you're not getting the vacation rate at PUD.
Yeah.
That's just my thought process on the water operator. That's just how it works.
I appreciate that, and
Our bills don't get discounted.
But if we leave Arizona in summertime, you still have to pay garbage, you still have to pay water, we have to pay everything.
you're still gonna have to pay sewer. But I think we're still charging a dormant fee. I mean, $42 a month, it's almost half your bill. Your bill's going in half, basically. And, it's not even most of the town. And so that, I mean, we're not PUD, we're the town of Metaline, we control the water system. I wanna be able to make it serve our community to the best of its ability.
In reality, where we got 4 snowbirds?
Yeah, it's like half dozen maybe.
Yeah, I've never turned my water on.
Sounds too.
Does water physically need to be turned off? I mean, you just say, I'm gonna be gone from this.
Yes.
Yeah, it would need to be turned on.
If they want it.
Realistically, if you're not gonna be there, you should definitely turn it off, because who knows what happens when you're
Yeah.
If somebody's there, obviously you wouldn't have it turned off because somebody's there, right? But if you're not there, you should obviously.
Come from Arizona to a swimming pool in your basement, it's,
Yeah, yeah. And then the water heaters, you know, you're gonna make sure your water heater's turned off before you go and all that stuff. So, yeah.
I'd make a motion that we approve resolution number 2026-02, the water vacation rate with the amendment of the water turn-on fee be dropped from $200 to $20.
The turn-on fees, I would.
The turn-on fee, yeah. Everything else would remain the same. They would still pay a $42 dormant fee.
I'll second that.
So these rates be prorated, or are we just gonna do whole month increments?
They would be, ooh, that's a good question.
What?
And that's gonna be a comp.
Would it be prorated or whole month increments? Prorated would be if they come back on the 15th, would we charge them for the whole month, or would we?
It's like a month.
I would say per billing cycle.
They're gonna fill out a form to say I'm gonna be gone for 3 months if they come back in 2.5 months. Well,
No, I'm thinking, well, I'm leaving on the 21st this month and I'm coming back on the 13th of this month. I'm gonna prorate it down per day so that it leaves 13 days this billing cycle and 20 days this billing cycle. I'm just thinking about Jade's workload.
Yeah. I mean, it's a $42 per month dormant fee. We could prorate it. Wouldn't be hard to do. You just take the number of days in the month that they.
No, I just said it needs to be.
It should be, yeah, that should be okay.
There's a minimum, right? There's a minimum of the vacation.
It is, yeah. In the resolution, it says a minimum vacation period is 4 consecutive months.
4 months.
Oh.
Well,
There you go.
Because we don't want people, beyond this month, so.
So there's no reason to prorate that one way or the other.
I agree. I think that if it's a minimum of 4 months, you're doing the 4 month deal. If you come home a month early, then we can talk about it.
Yeah.
So my motion stands. I'd say we still pass this policy. We're not, water turn on fee at 20 from 200.
That's what
And Rick, you seconded that?
that's what I seconded, that we dropped to 20
Okay, all in favor?
of resolution.
Resolution 2026-02.
Aye.
Motion is passed.
Aye.
$8 a month and a $20 turn on fee.
That's correct. I mean, it's not, still paying something, but it's a break.
Okay, next item on the list is a camera subscription. We've discussed purchasing motions, some of these cameras for the security of reservoir. And I believe we've decided to continue with the game camera and not worry about that, save ourselves a couple of bucks. Okay, now, resolution 2026-058. That's an interlocal agreement between the town of Metaline and Ponderay County to allow Ponderay County to do the comp plan. And we'll just ride along. I need a motion to accept that.
We already did this, right?
You guys did in August.
Yeah.
You guys, voted, you did do a motion you voted to opt in with the county during the conference. Yes, but it went really slow.
Okay, I remember all that, yeah.
And they're just now getting the consultant and
So it's just
everything.
kinda like start over again.
Yeah, so
Okay.
this is locked, pretty much
Just to confirm the
locked in.
vote we already did.
Okay, that's what I thought, okay.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion,
Happy goes here.
I'll make a
I'm
motion.
sorry, yeah, you're right.
To accept resolution
Yes.
2026-058.
yes.
Anybody second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Get rid of new business. Alicia would like to talk about the beautification of Bigfoot.
It's actually not really a beautification thing. We were up at a Bigfoot meeting and they're talking about doing a ATV run up there on the Sunday, and it was actually Mr. McCannon that suggested potentially maybe, since it's gonna be so crowded up there, just in general, that maybe have the, participants park down in one of our lots, like at the park or here or something like that, and then go from here and then ride up to the falls and start the ride up there. We're not gonna be able to do that because the Eagle Field is already booked for overflow camping, dry camping, and the park itself is, booked for the whole weekend. So it's not even something we're gonna be able to do, so that's all it was. It wasn't even, it wasn't even a beautification situation, it was something I hadn't even gotten to bring to the town yet, but anyway, we're not gonna be able to do it, so.
Our maintenance truck needs tires, and I don't know, do I need a motion to approve the expense of purchasing new tires for the maintenance truck?
Just say you're making a request.
Hmm?
You're making a request,
I'm making a request.
yeah, for the council to approve a bill in the future,
How much
like a requisition.
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
I think that we could do a budget request of probably 750, because I think that we had two quotes from, or we had one from Snyder Ridge and we had one from West Schwab come in. And we did that very quickly because the S10 pickup, it does have cords showing on the tires and it does have a flat tire, so it is out of use right now.
We don't have
This is for the S10, not the.
We do not have
The
two
small
tires
truck.
of the same type on that truck, so.
No.
So I would put in maybe, I would suggest a budget request of $750.
I'd say probably.
And we'd have more information, but Janet is out.
Snyder Ridge quote was $679.
Okay, so 750 ought to cover it.
Yeah.
All right. We have to make a motion to pay that? Or we just all agree?
Gonna make a motion.
We be able to get it down there?
I'll make a motion to budget request of up to $750 for tires for the small maintenance truck.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have, I wrote the guy's name down.
Justin
Randall, is willing to take care of the trees in our park. There's some attention down there. And hopefully maybe we can, if we were getting any money, we can buy a few more trees to put down there. And all he is asking is to be listed as the town arborist for his business. And I think he really knows his stuff, according to Tim. Takes care of Tim's trees.
Yeah, I've hired him a couple of years to take care of my trees. He offered to take care of the trees in the park for free. And all he's looking for is a mark on his resume. It's all he wants. But I thought we should take an official action on it and to give him permission.
Is there any liability, is there any liability to go through this?
Yeah, I'm sure he's got a business that's, I believe, is licensed and bonded, so he'll have to develop a contract and probably have to take it to Pete to get it finalized, but.
So if he falls out of tree and hurts himself, if he
Yeah,
gets in the lake,
yeah,
he gets
business.
That's what I,
Yeah, I would,
as long as there's a
I would
contract.
request it be bonded. It's just a copy of the insurance.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
Okay, so we should await that, and then,
Well, we could pass a resolution based on those, or not a resolution, but we could just make a motion to allow him to do that based on those stipulations, yeah.
Okay.
He would have to come to you with, and I can explain it to him, he'd have to come to you with the contract and proof of his insurance.
bring it into Jane, I don't know. Okay,
Let me get a hold of our insurance first and get a clear, list of what we need.
All right, well, I'll make a motion to allow Ponderay Tree Services, Justin Randall, to take care of the trees in the park pending proof of insurance and an actual contract being drawn up.
Free of charge.
Free of charge.
all in favor? Okay, we have the anonymous ERTS complaint, as the environmental report tracking system. I don't know exactly why, how we're going to address that, other than I posted an article in the Sun covering it. Is there, anybody have any questions about that? You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Oh, we had a complaint about the way we are handling the water filters up there is improper, and it's not. We are doing it absolutely by the book. Actually, we're doing it a little bit more aggressively than the book. So, I mean, it's, I don't know, it's not gone anywhere, I don't believe. The reports are,
I feel if they ain't got
it's okay, it's okay.
enough on it to put their name on it, why do we think we should be paying attention to it?
Because this gets filed,
Yeah.
it gets filed with the county.
It's
Even
been
if it's
filed with
anonymous?
the Department of Health and the Department of Ecology and the Ponderay County.
Any group can do it too.
Yeah, anybody can do that, and it's just gonna cause us to have to deal with it.
As of right now, there's nothing following through this. The county, I already talked to Andy. There's no code enforcement for Ponderay County, and we don't have code enforcement. He said pretty much this is just notifying the town. It will get filed with the county, and the most we could see is maybe Department of Health reaches out to us because it did go to the county. The Department of Health for some reason, it went to Ponderay County Code Enforcement, Ponderay County Community Development, and I believe for some reason it went to Department of Ecology. And we have not had any follow through with it. I don't know if we will get follow through, but it's something that if we do.
It was an interesting coincidence that we got a notice that we were going to get our water plant inspected.
We may be getting an inspection out of it, an inspection of our clean water system, and that could bring in a fee of $1,300.
Yeah.
So we'd have to pay $1,300 and $1,500.
We have to.
Yes.
On a bogus call.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We're operating completely according to our book, our policies and procedures in our book.
Okay, moving on. Here, Commissioner report.
Oh, I have a few things for you guys. I'll start out with since I've been commissioner, there's 2 or 3 things that I've done that I'm really proud of. And that were a lot of work. And big 3 come to mind. But I just want you guys to know the effort to get the port to be ADO and the effort to hire Jessica is one of those. And to the presentation that she gave and what the port is doing, in my book, I'm very proud of. You'll remember BDC, and you'll remember the kind of drama around BDC and the county spending that tax dollars and shutting that down. And that's when that process is when I became on the board of the EDC. And that was a lot of work. Okay? And you have no idea how much work that was to get to this point. And it keeps me going just to think about that on some of these other projects that I'm working on right now. That it's just a lot of work. So I just want to say that right off the bat, I'm proud of that presentation, and I think we're going to make some traction on kind of making some more foundational changes in our economy. I hope so.
Pretty exciting.
And I see progress. I'm excited about that.
Exciting, yeah.
I'm excited about the grant opportunity. So that kind of blends into the next thing. I'm working on this transportation benefit district thing, and it's similarly to that process. It's a lot of work, and because it kind of requires a degree of collaboration, and getting a whole bunch of people and all going in the same direction is really, really difficult. So next week, if you're interested in the transportation benefit district, you guys are all like, whatever you say, Brian, we're with you. And I understand that, that's great. But if you're interested in more information, next week at the Falls Council, I will be there with Jared, our transportation specialist, and we're gonna make another presentation on the transportation benefit district with some updated numbers from MRSC on the sales tax numbers and the benefit that will give to the county transportation program. So I won't spend too much time on that, other than to say if you're interested in it, be at the fall council next week. I'll be there. I'm gonna be doing that one, and then I'm gonna be doing the next Iowa one, and then eventually I'll move back down to QC. The idea is that we would increase the sales tax at 0.3%, and those revenues would be kept local and spent for roads locally. Very much like the $0.09. $0.09 are local economic development dollars that we keep in the county and we spend for economic development here, which pays for our wages. Okay, very similar. Okay? And so I want to kind of set these. I connect these two and say it's a lot of work to get these things done, and that presentation kept me going. Other thing, Wednesday the 29th of April, we will be here. We will be having our second hotel motel tax award meeting, where we have some money left in that hotel motel tax for the second set of applications. I believe we have 8 applications. We do have more requests than we have left in the budget, so we will have to tell some people no. Okay, so, but I'm excited to take a look at those. I haven't actually looked at the packet yet. It's sitting out in my car. My car's at home. But, and I will bring those down here tomorrow. Hey, so I will be here if you're interested in that. And by the way, we're gonna change the name of that. The treasurer gave us a really nice graphic of where those revenues come from. And again, it's very similar to, it's a sales tax, or it's a special use tax, in the sense that when you go to a lodging facility, there's gonna be a line on there of local lodging tax. Okay, and those monies are spent to promote this area and bring heads and beds, and they're exclusively used in this area, and they are spent by people that you know, instead of somebody in Olympia, okay? So, very similar process. By and large, is vacation rentals, 60% of the revenue. And the second largest is campgrounds. I would say Metaline has got the monopoly on the thing, because we have RV parks, okay, and we have vacation rentals. So most of those are not hotel motel tax dollars. And so we're gonna change the name probably next year. We're gonna say lodging.
It'd be like bed and breakfast too.
Yeah, same thing. If it's a legit business, they're gonna charge the tax, and it's gonna go be paid through the Department of Revenue. It's gonna come back to the county.
So April 29th here, what
Yeah.
time?
Oh, you would ask me that.
And it's open to the public to come?
It's open to the public. It'll be Zoom,
It's
9:30.
9:30 to noon.
And I'm gonna be chairing that meeting. Okay? And Rhonda McKenzie's on that, she's on the board, Trish Regan's on the board, Dan Nutt's on the board, and then we just appointed Sue Morrow, who is the director of the Historical Society in Newport. Okay? The commissioners say all of our boards are all filled with North End people. I wonder why. So, and that's going on. What else would I give you an update on? Proud to say we're supporting the sheriff in his effort in Spokane County, Ponderay County, Stevens County, and Faribault County to push back at the past legislation that would remove him from office. Somebody called me the other day and questioned my support for that, and I just say it publicly. The commissioners have signed off on that. We are unfortunately gonna have to spend your tax dollars defending your right to elect who you want for sheriff. So I would rather spend your tax dollars on other things, but I will spend your tax dollars on defending our freedom any day of the week. Okay? So if you don't like that, fine, get somebody else. So, but I'm just proud to say that, and with that, I'm done.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Fire district.
All right, Fire District 2, numbers for March, the town of Metaline. Well, the fire district as a whole had a total of 161 calls for service, 139 EMS, 13 fire, 5 motor vehicle collisions, and 4 others. The town of Metaline saw an uptick of 100% and had a total of 2 EMS calls as compared to last year at this time.
I know one of the guys on it.
Well, see, so there's your 100% increase. It was 1 EMS call last March and 2025, and so 2. You guys are the best at not having issues. So, any questions for the fire district? We're gearing up for wildland season. Some of our crews have been training already, working on red cards and that kind of stuff. Again, this year, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but we have a few ambulances at district headquarters. I believe fleet manager was telling me, I think the total is 23 ambulances we own. Last year there were weeks where we employed 8 to 9 ambulances out on fires at a time. So that is why you see that we have so many. We also added this year, we have 2 of these large RVs. You'll see when they're being worked on now. It was over here in the Chief's parking lot. They are mobile clinics. So there's actually a stair set that goes in. They have a wheelchair lift on them. They have the ability to see on the fire line. We can bring in a teledoc. We can do telehealth through our MPD and provide services at the fire camps. And that will bring in more revenue to the fire district. So we're willing to take a swing at that.
You're expecting fires this.
But yes, at this time, the NOAA guys haven't convinced us that there'll be enough rain to stamp all this out.
Certainly wasn't enough snow.
Correct.
I watched that fire down in California. It was a biggie, and really early.
Yes, early all over, right? Texas, Arizona, even for those guys, they're seeing early fires. So yes, we're working on converting a couple trucks, the brush trucks. We already have 3 in this fleet of the they're called Type 6s, your pickup truck with 200 to 300 gallons on them. We also have 3 Type 3s, so that's a bigger 500 to 750 gallon tank on a 4-wheel drive chassis, more of a medium duty truck. So
you can just drive through a brush fire with those things.
At least the idea is to drive up to it.
Yeah.
So yes.
I've seen those in action.
Do you have any idea of the time frame of when you might get down to our park? You guys are gonna.
That's Paul's area of expertise, so I do not know,
Okay.
but you guys should be in contact with Paul, or he should be in contact with you.
Okay.
If you need his number again, I'll get it for you.
Like I have a question.
Yeah.
I was at Fair Board last night, Fair Board meeting.
Yep.
They have a huge pile of yard debris, much like this one.
Okay.
I mentioned your guys' name, that you might be interested in burning that.
Sure.
It's gotten too big where they don't feel comfortable, so they're gonna reach out to you guys.
Yeah, no, that's great.
I gave them your number.
No, that's fine. Absolutely reach out. The only issue is we'd like to see some rain hit the ground before we light off a big pile. We have spent at least probably 2-3 fires a week now, chasing down somebody's fire that already got away from them. So like we were just saying, with those fires getting away in the other states and whatnot, getting big, everything's so dry right now, we still haven't had much to speak of for rain. So
just so you know, our pile's just gonna get bigger.
We understand that. In a perfect year, there'll be some snowfall in the winter months, and then we can do whatever we need to with it. Tarp it off beforehand, and if we have to take leaf blowers out to help it along, we'd rather do that in the snow than cause anybody a problem.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Sheriff Blakesley.
Mayor. So I have your stats plus 2 items. Actually, tonight as we were coming up here, there was actually a fire that kind of got out of control, and somebody actually went to jail for reckless burning tonight. So it's out there.
Someone nearby?
North of there, so further south from here. Your stats were easy this month. You had 4 calls for last month. You had 4 calls for service. 2 of them was us serving papers to somebody. 2 of them were traffic stops. One was a citation for 45 and a 25. And that person actually could have gone to jail, but they chose the citation instead. The other one didn't tell me any details, so I'm assuming that was a verbal warning to the individuals. So the deputies know that there are some traffic issues up here. I've asked them to concentrate. I have a couple of guys that are very heavy on traffic, so we've kind of coordinated with traffic safety board. A couple of our guys are signed up, so they do emphasis patrols. So we did one last week. They did like 30 traffic stops in the south end of the county. People were not happy. We got a lot of feedback from that, like, what are you doing for a job? But it was all in overtime. They pay us the overtime to be able to do that. They're gonna do another one. This was concentrated just in the Newport area by their specifications. We have to do it in the Newport area. It'll be Thursday this week, so, I guess tomorrow. So if you guys are down in the Newport area tomorrow, be careful. I'm not gonna tell you where, not gonna tell you who, it'll be active down there. So I'm gonna try and get some of that up here in the north end of the county as well.
We appreciate that.
It's all paid for by the Traffic Safety Commission, so they set the parameters of where and when and how and all that. So we're gonna try and get some of that in this year.
I saw somebody going through, I normally just shake my head, but I was tempted to chase this son of a gun down. He was fine.
I asked my wife right in the middle of town, how we're going.
So then the other two items that I had for you, so I tried to keep you up to date on what we're doing with the deputy situation up here. I don't know how much I've told you recently, but about 2 weeks ago, we hired a new deputy. He's actually former law enforcement, but he's been out of it long enough. He's gonna have to go to the full academy, but he has experience, he knows what he's doing. He asked to come to the north end of the county, and when I said, yes, guy, I'll hire you to work at the north end of the county, he already bought a house and he's already living up here in the north end of the county, so he hasn't even been to the academy yet. So he'll be with us for about 2 more weeks, and then he is headed to the academy in Spokane. We'll be gone for 19 weeks for that, come back. Our field training program is about 3 months long. He may go a little faster because he's already got experience. And then he'll be up here patrolling full time. Adam has asked, for some family reasons, he wants to move a little further south. So just last week, signed papers and hired another young kid. He's probably early 30s. Again, when he was going through the process and says, I want to work for you guys, is there any chance I can work at the north end of the county? Well, sure, we can do that. So we'll have 2 of them up here, but he's kind of the same thing. He needs to go to the academy, so 19 weeks. He'll be back to his full FTO, and then he'll be up here full time. Both great guys. You guys will enjoy them. It's going to be a while before they're up here, but we've kind of got a handle on what's going on with the north end. Hopefully this will be longer term and get some stability in the staffing up here. So that's going on. The other thing that I had was Brian had already mentioned it with the lawsuit that's going on. I don't know how much you guys are kind of aware of what's happening. But the state legislature did pass the accountability bill, as they're calling it. But in our opinion, it violates the Washington state constitution, which lays out that it's your vote for all of your political elected officials. It's your decision whether we get reelected or if we get removed from office. They've changed that for the Criminal Justice Training Commission and their 5-person panel that's appointed by the governor. They get to decide all of that. So Spokane kind of took the lead on that. Myself and then the sheriffs from Stevens and Perry County have jumped in. We've all together filed a lawsuit in Monterey County fighting this. We couldn't do it without our commissioners and our prosecutors on board. It took us all of about 10 seconds to convince our commissioners that it was the right thing to do. So they're very much involved in this and supporting what's going on. The first hearing for this will be in the Superior Court next Thursday, so the 16th at 2:30. They do have a Zoom option where you can watch what's going on in there. But it'll be the first presentation of the whole lawsuit, and I don't know how long it will take, but we're hoping that the judge will give an injunction and basically stop this until they can get it through the court system and decide what is the right and wrong with this whole thing. But as a judge, they make a lot of decisions that I don't have control over or really can't outguess them. So we're excited, hoping that will happen. Our anticipation is that at some point in the near future, it will go from the Monterey County courts and will probably go to Spokane and or the Thurston County, so it gets it closer to Olympia where they like it. So anyways, we're excited about it, we're fighting it. We're trying to stick to the constitutional issues. There's a lot of little peripheral things that I'm not very happy about this bill, but I'll live with those things. It's really the constitutional issues that we're sticking with. Your voice matters. They should not be able to override your voice. There are remedies in place. If you don't like me, you can have me removed from office. So that choice should remain with you, and that's what we're fighting for. So, any questions? That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Council reports. Tim?
I'm heading to Spokane tomorrow. I'm gonna buy some bags of the cold patch for the streets and just donate them to the town, JP. So come drop those off in the next couple of days. Alright, that's all.
Amanda?
I don't think I have anything. Tim and I have talked about how to help with the park and the mowing and that kind of stuff, so we'll have to get with you on when we want to have the hired person do it and when we think we can do it. And what that is gonna look like.
Okay. Yeah, well, we need to get some work done on our lawnmowers, for sure.
Question on that. May I have a question or a comment?
Sure.
The tribe, a while back offered the town of Metaline to help pay for a mower, or is that still open? Or is
I don't know. It wasn't for,
Well, it was, there was they offered $4,000, but we have to match it. And right now, we can't do that.
yeah,
And-
and that all happened right about June last year, so
Yeah.
that kind of
I
fell
just
through
heard
the
four
cracks.
thousand, I didn't realize.
Yeah, we have to match it, yes, it's a match.
Okay, Lisa? Rick?
Well, I'd like to hit that trail down there again sometime soon if we could, maybe. I know a young man that's offered to bring his dozer, do a little work on it, and I think that'd be excellent if we can get that done. And it'll be in the future, but it'd be a real, I think it'd be a game changer as far as walking around down there.
Yeah, and then we gotta talk about.
I mean, I have trouble walking, just because I'm old, but I'm just saying that it would make walking for me a lot easier. But
Yeah, I'd like to.
But then there was two anacondas down there the other day, so you didn't see me down there much.
Get excited about a large worm.
They might have been.
I enjoy those trails. I use them a lot.
Yes, I would like to see us get a few benches for the points.
Yeah, and a sign that says there, I'd like to get a sign up there that says there is a trail.
And maybe there's something we need to do with them picnic tables. There were very good picnic tables to be going to waste.
Yes, I know. And those big monster tables they're a bear to move, but I'd like to see someplace where we can use them.
If anybody's got any suggestions, I'm sure open for them, because them are really nice picnic tables.
Okay.
Again, I want to bring up the stuff we got out here, like that ramp and stuff. I don't know what we have to do to get rid of that, but I'd like to see us sell that.
A surplus.
I'm sorry.
A surplus.
Yeah,
Yes,
we just gotta publish it.
clean it up and get some dollars out of it. There's guys that love to have that ramp on the river.
Okay, you can approve the monthly bills. Tim and I have already done this, right?
Yeah, these are just the regular monthly bills.
Let's do this.
That's the last one in the box. It's just last month's information so we can compare our expenditures.
I don't work
For our checking. But we haven't thanked for our monies.
Joe. Oh, this can't, this is for yeah.
Oh, really? What was the total on that again? Amanda?
For which one?
Just all of them on that front page.
It's this number that she's given us here.
Oh, okay. I was wondering here on the screen.
Yeah, and it matches.
It'd be nice if the draft was thrown.
That'd be great.
I just,
Well,
Exactly. Well, we've got this and two different vendors. And we'll help you with the That's a great idea. But yeah, we'll go. Just bring it forward. Spread the ball.
I'll tell you from experience.
They paid $100 20 years ago, and now it's custody.
For the future purchases.
Yeah, maybe they need to update our cost for that now. Maybe like Ponzi scheme. The new guys are paying for the old one.
Yeah. One of them is full, one of them is that's your internet, Wi-Fi internet.
So, but it's got it covered. We're charging someone $300.
We don't charge anybody. It was a
Bill all day.
Yeah, well, then they end up doing that.
in the contract. We will do. That's it. And we don't charge for that, however, it's
All right, well, if everyone's had a chance to review them, I'll make a motion to approve the monthly bills.
Have a second?
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We need to approve the payroll.
Payroll for the month of April is gonna be $5,905.06. That's $5,905.06. It's on your.
All right, I need a motion to approve payroll.
I'll make a motion to approve payroll.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and here are your guys' March, April-ish expense vouchers.
Including this one.
And that
And that's
was
not included in this total.
correct.
And that was for a total of 1960.
There's money in there.
Yep.
Pizza's in there? I didn't see it on the list here.
Stamps.
Oh,
It's just,
I see. I remember seeing it yesterday, so. So the total with this one would be,
That's $784 plus something. Plus 35 cents too.
there's 2,754.17.
Yes, we are.
Yes, sir. There's yours. All right. I have a chance to take a look.
Thank you for all the stamps.
So this checking would actually be one more.
That was last month. We've already approved that. It was just shown that last month. Makes that 18,000. This month, not really, not really, because this month, since gives $1,000. But this 5,000 of that is money that's just sitting there making us interest. So that might is 43,187. All right, so we are on expense vouchers. We have $784.35 in vouchers, plus a voucher that I submitted for you today, Mike Flanagan, for $1,969.82. So that makes our total vouchers $2,754.17. I make a motion that we pay the vouchers totaling in $2,754.17.
You have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
We also need to do a transfer then as well,
Yeah, and that number's changed to.
$8,892.
For the business checking there.
We can do whatever.
Okay, we'll go over it on
Okay, treasurer's report.
Okay, treasurer's report. Your money market beginning balance for April was $73,622.86. You guys had a total of 3 deposits, $4,893. You did not have any debts. You guys gained $18.27 in interest. Your ending balance was $78,535.12. That is also your current balance as of today for 2026. Business checking, your beginning balance was $41,557.99. You had a total of $19,400.16 of deposits. Total of 7 deposits. You guys had a total of $30,656.93. No interest gain. Your ending balance was for March, $30,307.02. Your current balance as of today is $31,517.14. Your accounts payable is on there. We just went through the accounts payable, your payroll, and your voucher. You guys have a total pending amount of $39,626.43. That's with adding the voucher for Mike Flanagan. So your projected balances are going to look a little different. So your money market, you have $78,535.12. Your projected balance for business checking is negative $8,109.29. You do have money in your money market account that is transferable. There's $35,348 that you cannot touch in the money market. It's grant money that's already there. You guys do have a total of $43,187.12 that you can move. And I would suggest a transfer from your money market to your business checking.
And like you said, the payroll's not coming out at the end of the month, so we already have some more money coming in before then.
Yeah, and it's I haven't even taken in a whole bunch of money yet for April's water and sewer bills. It's just, the money's going out, but we're having trouble regaining it during the months. You guys budgeted for this stuff, but it's just, we're trying to keep up. The sewer bills were very expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, and the water filter.
Yeah, you guys have
Big one.
And Emerald Creek, I was really happy to see, that contracted amount that was a lot of work. And I got the invoice and I was honestly expecting more, but they stuck to their word on the contract.
They were both things.
Yeah.
They were here, yeah.
JP, you can talk about it. I went through that or something.
It was getting rained on.
literally raining on him. It was bad.
They earned it.
Oh, gosh. I need a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
I'll make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
And then I'll make a separate motion to transfer $10,000 from the money market to the business checking to cover the upcoming expenses for the month.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, public comment.
I got a couple of questions. First, what are your plans for reserves for the sewer plant and the water plant? I mean, we're trying to establish some reserves. What are your goals there? That's all right.
Okay, so you're asking for what we're going to be expecting at the end of this year?
Your goal for reserve, yes.
Okay, so, and that's for the water reserve?
Water reserve and the sewer reserve.
We projected a budget amount of $9,900 for our water reserve at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're at 17%.
Okay.
The sewer reserve, we projected $15,840 at the end of the year. Tonight, the expense of $12,646.85 was approved. And that's gonna leave us at the end of the year, $2,803.20.
So you're more than likely you won't reach the reserve this year.
Not for the sewer fund.
Okay, my next question has to do with the bank stabilization presentation I think we had last month. It sounded all really good and warm and fuzzy, and that they were ready to go this summer on the engineering part of it. But when we asked about the matching funds, it was a very vague answer. So the question is, are we gonna head into this thing without knowing where those matching funds are?
Yeah, I asked about those funds and what was her name? Mary said that they're looking for other sources for that match, but I thought it was vague too. I mean,
$100,000 was the match at one time.
Yeah.
Can I answer that, Mike? Okay. Just a couple of just lay groundwork. Remember, the conservation district is the one who gave us grant, not the town of Metaline, not Andre County. You guys are not on the hook for that.
Okay, I thought we were before.
When there was a time when they asked if you would do this. They don't know where they're gonna get the match. So it's not gonna come down on you and say, okay, we need this match.
I remember you saying in one of the meetings, you said the county would come up with that.
We did, the county did say, the commissioner did indicate that they would come up with half of it if it came down to that. Where that's at right now, what I have heard is, I don't think that's necessary.
All right, well, so long as it's not gonna be on the
Yeah.
county.
I will tell you, Mike, that I told Mary and I told the conservation district very clearly, the town of Metaline doesn't have $50 for that. So whether that changes or not, I don't know. Remember, it's a conservation district.
Okay, well, I'd like to say, the question was asked and it wasn't answered in the appropriate
Yes.
manner. To start a project.
And the reason they didn't answer is they don't know yet. And they're in negotiations with two or three other places yet.
I'm not.
Okay, Mike. Thank you. Thank you very much. Pick up on, I mean, I get up on the part that it wasn't gonna cost us. I mean, what happens if it all just goes, I mean, after we spent so much money?
We have a thing.
We're still not gonna pay.
That was my question. At one time, when this thing first started, we were supposed to come up with some matching funds.
There was always some vague thing, and this is the same thing with the water plant. I mean, right up until they were just about finished with it, we were still on the hook for some money. But the Department of Health came in with a grant to cover it, so we paid nothing for that water plant.
Is there somebody from the council to appoint to railroad this, or to watch this thing follow through on this thing, to check on the plans, the engineering design, and that like that?
Hopefully they will be keeping us up to date, and we'll all be. Somebody would like to step up and play, that's fine, maybe we can discuss that later.
That's a good idea.
Out of sight, out of mind. You remember what happens when out of sight, out of mind?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Well, I've already had questions from homeowners along that Riverfront Avenue about, like, how this could affect my garden. And,
Yeah, I don't care about any of that, I'm just worried about what's going to cause that.
Just so the council knows, I was contacted by the consultant for the conservation district this past week, and Jane's aware of this, and I gave them all of the phone numbers and contact info that I have for everybody on the Riverside, which, I'm a major portion of that. So, and they're gonna be reaching out to every landowner, and even the ones I didn't get contact info, and talk to them personally on the Riverside. So they have a consultant that's working on this about time phase. I think if you get questions from people who don't know, that you will be contacted. Okay. And when they're doing the design and permitting phase, that's the time they're gonna work all that out. So I think the best answer you can give them is sit tight with somebody working.
I imagine they'll have some public meetings.
They probably will. They'll have some kind of steering committee type meetings, that this is what we're thinking at like 20%, 50%, 80%, 100% of the time. But again, that's a conservation district. It's not your guys' project. It's not the county project. It's not my project. It's not your project. But Mike's right. You need to be aware because it affects the county.
Worst case scenario, they don't do anything and we just dump sewage right into the river.
Yeah, well,
That's not our
if we ever get a winter again and if it ever floods again, we probably will.
Okay.
Well, you know, that might solve a lot of our problems. I can remember years and years of sewage going right into the river, right?
I know, I see the pipes down. Any more comments? I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Aye. Thank you, everybody. Oh, thank you, Jeff. You know, you're over
Well, tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be around.